Non, c'est à côté.
The Ascalon Club. The heart of British vampire society. Not quite as subtle as I expected.
Bonjour.
Good evening, miss.
Oh my god, no. Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill me. Please, no. I'm too young to die. I still have so much to offer this world.
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury.
Oh!
My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young Econs. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte.
Putain, c'est la fille d'Ashbury, quoi. Alors, est-ce qu'on peut... Ouf, tellement pas. C'est dommage, elle est stylée.
Tell me about your adoption.
What do you want to know?
Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my own house now. I have a life to live, you see. And one day, I'll have my death to face.
D'accord. Putain, c'est stylé d'avoir un tuteur vampire.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
First, I was an orphan in the institution for girls she manages in the West End. When I was 10, she adopted me, and I have lived with her ever since.
Did you know she was a vampire when she picked you?
The correct word is Econ, Doctor. And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16. Though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
Très bien.
What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark alley at night?
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on your neck. Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reed?
Complètement amoureux.
Is there something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste. Even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish and filthy rich.
I suppose you're right. But society must reform and renew itself, or we are all done for.
C'est pas faux.
What are you doing out here?
You mean, what do I do outside at night since I am a woman? Let
J'ai
me
pas dit
ask you a
ça.
question, sir. Would you ask the same question of a man?
Actually, yes. I ask the same question to everyone who dares to go outside at night, considering the risks.
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women. Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
C'est une suffragette.
Are you a suffragette, then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. Without a doubt.
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia. But women here can't vote unless they are property owners.
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte. I have shared your opinion for a long time, even before I met Emmeline Pankhurst.
Really? Oh. Now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad there aren't more men like you in the vicinity.
Ça c'est drôle quand même que genre les colonies anglaises ont enfin libéré le vote des femmes plus tôt que l'Angleterre quoi. Après l'Angleterre ça a toujours été un pays un peu pas arriéré mais comment on peut dire ça? C'est dans les traditions quoi. Enfin, une tradition old school on va dire.
How are the locals reacting to your claims?
People here can't wait for a wall to be built to isolate the West End from the rest of town. That's how progressive they are. If this happens, Emily and I will blow it up.
Explosives are very dangerous, young lady. And who is this Emily?
She is my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Oh.
Have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently, Emily started to believe in... well, she got interested in vampires. I'm afraid she might be in trouble.
Let me guess. You spoke to her about us, didn't you? Despite your mother's warning. I think I should try to find your friend.
Oh, that would be top-notch. I can tell you where she might have gone. You have my thanks, Dr. Reed. And please, don't tell my mother.
On parle ma mère.
What exactly has your mother told you about me?
Your name and profession, obviously. And the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir. Mother says it was not your fault.
Does it not scare you to know what I am? What your mother is?
Why should it? My mother is the most compassionate woman. Must I be wary of her, Dr. Reed? Or you?
Perhaps it's wise for a mortal never to totally trust a vampire. Your mother herself told me that we Ascalon are creatures of deception. Maybe it's because we seem so... alive.
That may be true for a naive girl, but I have the best teacher when it comes to getting rid of an insistent immortal.
Your mother is not like any other vampire I've met.
I believe she thinks the same about you, Dr. Reed.
Elle va très bien.
Do you need my medical attention, Charlotte?
I am fine, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my best regards to your mother when you see her.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
Très bien. Bon. Ah putain, bien en plus, elle milite devant le club Ascalon, qui est un peu le patriarcat incarné. Putain, mais tout le monde est dehors, quoi. Bonjour, monsieur. Magasin de Kaloun, j'imagine que c'est Kaloun. Bonjour.
Good evening, sir. Please forgive me for disturbing you. I'm a doctor.
I never judge a man by his title, but by his attitude. And you are not disturbing me at all. I am Calhoun Russell, and I welcome you.
Well, I must admit it's good to receive a warm welcome for once. I'm Jonathan Reed.
Welcome, Dr. Reed. Welcome to my humble shop.
Et où, en gros, la famille dans les environs, ouais.
Do you have any
Est-ce que vous êtes de la famille de Kurt Russell?
Not since my parents died. I'm London's lone gourmet.
Gourmet solitaire de Londres.
London's
Metal Gear.
Lone Gourmet. What a strange title.
I used that name in my early years when I was a food critic, and I kept it.
Ok.
Really? But you seem to be such a pleasant and sociable fellow.
I'm afraid the real hedonist has to be sometimes. I discovered ecstasy as a solitary pleasure, but it does not mean it can't ever be shared.
Pardon? Quoi? Comment ça, l'extase, le plaisir solitaire? Comment ça?
Is it not a little too late to be trading?
On the contrary, it is the perfect hour. Believe me, my friend, it is always at night that you meet the most fascinating characters.
So you prefer to work at night?
Oh, I also enjoy a sunny day like everybody else. But the night always has a certain je ne sais quoi of its own.
Je ne sais quoi. Putain.
But what about the epidemic? The bombs and raids? And all the random violence?
Please, sir, this is London, England. We will prevail. And if a bomb must fall on my shop, then I'll be there to hear it falling.
Ah mais fait un boucan pas possible, Charlotte. Ah oui, d'accord, oui, elle milite, vraiment.
What can you tell me about this place?
I recently found the best steak and kidney pie in the city. I'd be glad to share the address if you want.
Est-ce que c'est à... merde, à Fleet Street?
Finding a good restaurant? Is that really all that interests you?
Oh, I have many passions, but nothing brings me ecstasy like subtle and exquisite flavors from my teeth to my belly.
I must confess, I have quite specific tastes when it comes to nutrition.
Really? Well, I'm always happy to try new exotic meals. If you ever find an intriguing table, please share the address.
How is the situation in this part of town?
Life is good and peaceful. We're lucky to live in such an era of progress and wonders.
Are you not concerned about the epidemic?
Oh, I'm sure the authorities would take the appropriate measure if the danger were that high.
You cannot expect the newspapers to expose the truth while the war is still raging. I can assure you that the situation here is desperate.
Well, that's news then. But I can't believe that things are that bad. Are you sure you're not exaggerating a bit? For the thrill of it?
Ok. Faisons affaire.
I may have a look at your goods, Mr. Russell.
Between men and women.
Non, je vais pas vendre la camelote, au contraire. Qu'est-ce que je pourrais lui acheter? Codeine Express. De l'opium, ah ouais. Ça coûte tellement cher. Bah rien. Hein.
Women's right to vote is only the first step. Women die too.
You
in
noticed
this
anything
war.
suspicious recently?
Bonjour.
Women of all
Good evening,
countries
sir.
unite.
May I have your attention, please?
Come on, Johnny. Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley. How are you? My God. So you survived the war too. So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men, I heard. In my case, it was true, for I witnessed the horror that lies underneath.
Comment va ta
How's your
femme?
wife, Venus?
We've spent so much time away from each other, and so many things have happened.
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus was relieved to see you return from France in one piece.
Have you forgot what people are like in this part of town, Johnny? Venus fears for our family reputation. Now her husband has become the village idiot.
But you're alive. You returned in one piece and you have a family. How many soldiers can say the same?
Believe me, it's not quite that simple. Unlike you, I'm not the man I used to be.
When did you escape the war and return to London?
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war. Not anymore. I'm involved in another kind of battle now.
Je n'y pense pas non plus.
I know what you mean. I haven't had much time to think about the war either since my return.
Of course. With the epidemic, I bet you've been busy as well. Forgive me, Johnny, I didn't want to sound selfish.
What is this new battle?
I saw terrible things during the war. Horrors I thought I'd forget. They're here too. They're everywhere. Vampires.
Ah, des vampires. Eh bah très bien.
Do you need medical assistance, Clarence?
It's a little late for visiting hours, don't you think?
Et jamais trop tard. Ah merde, la migraine.
I will see you later. You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
Only the first step. Support the equality between men and women. Women die too in this war.
Ok, donc...
Women's right to vote.
Bon ça je crois que c'est bon, j'ai parlé à tout le monde qui était là. Donc toi t'as la migraine, hein.
Do you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
Très bien. Oula. Pembleton. J'ai l'impression qu'ils savent s'amuser ici.
There has been quite a battle here.
Ah oui, en effet.
I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture.
Mais oui. Voilà, hein, je vais me balader. Hein. Par contre, ouais, le jeu est pas bien optimisé, mais putain, le décor et l'ambiance, c'est vraiment bien. Hein. Enfin, voilà, quoi. Je crois que le projet est pas ultra récent, en plus. Hein. De mémoire... Enfin, de ce que j'avais cru comprendre. C'est une porte arrière ? D'accord, c'est la porte de sortie. Donc. Anfaini. Bon, je lui ai pas parlé parce que ouais, ça fait déjà assez de dialogue pour l'instant. Je vais prendre ça, dague de qualité. D'accord, c'était de l'autre côté. C'était juste pour la dague, ça. Soit.
Good evening. We repel the intruders for now.
Bonjour. Désolé de vous déranger.
My good friends, if I may have your attention. Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bansher was no match for him.
Here, here, here!
Come forward, young Ascalon, for we have so much to discuss.
On va parler devant tout le monde.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
She has proved to be helpful on many occasions.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely,
Je
especially...
savais bien que ça allait lui faire plaisir.
Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, Do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why do you suddenly need me?
The Ascalon Club only recruits the best, and you definitely fit the bill. Your scientific and medical reputation alone would qualify you as a candidate.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End. Is that it?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon, who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
No, I haven't.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the East End of all skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
Bon bah ça va.
What is the Ascalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
William Marshall founded the Ascalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
What does Ascalon mean?
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon.
Ah.
And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
Sympa.
What does it mean to be a member of the Ascalon Club?
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members. And I do appreciate obedience.
D'accord.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country. My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall, speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood.
Comment ça?
It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance.
C'est le livre d'or des vampires.
I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation.
Et là, on dessine une énorme bite. Des os. Je peux plus m'en empêcher.
Delightful.
Et qu'on goûte pas mon sang comme ça. C'est pas parce que t'es le comte de Bristol que... Hein,
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr.
c'est un de psychopathe.
Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
Vous êtes qui, vous? Vous avez l'air vieux.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. How does it feel to be this evening's centerpiece? Figuratively.
It's quite unsettling. As a doctor, I am more used to being the observer than the subject observed.
Do not be alarmed. The Ascalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson, by the way.
Are you not afraid? You are surrounded by vampires.
Sir, it's for that very reason that I joined the club in the first place.
D'accord.
Is not the nature of this club a secret shared by only a privileged few?
My dear Dr. Reed, I have spent years and a fortune precisely to gather that kind of information.
So you asked for membership?
I have been a member of many clubs in many countries.
J'adore les clubs.
But I must admit, this one is my favorite.
Are you a member of the club?
Yes, I am. And I have been for many years. And will be until the day I die.
Are you sick?
Personally, I consider my advancing years are a sickness in itself. My body is slowly abandoning me, Dr. Reed.
Très bien.
What can you tell me about it?
It's not really my place to give you such information. I am merely a mortal member, and a dying one at that.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
I would not dare speak of our chairman without his consent.
Ça se tient.
Mr. Dawson, of Dawson and Dawson, the wealthiest man in England. It is a pleasure to meet such a prominent figure of London.
A withering London figurehead, to be precise.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson? I am a doctor, you know.
My case is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctors to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in. To cast out the ghastly evil that has us all on our knees.
What is the situation like in this part of town?
I am sure Lord Redgrave will enlighten you more effectively than I.
What do you know about the Guard of Prewen?
I should not say this, but I admire their commitment. This is what the nation needs right now.
But they are our enemies.
They are not mine, Dr. Reed.
Would you help them?
No. There is a time for such methods. But brute force will not be enough to fight this plague. We have to think differently.
Money cannot solve every problem. This mysterious epidemic is going to require more than money can buy.
You're right. Money is nothing unless one has the will to wield it. I have a plan, sir. A radical one that will save all that is essential in London.
What is your plan, then?
Quarantine and barricades are futile. What we need is a wall.
Ah, Donald Trump sur 20.
Formidable, unscalable wall to isolate the deserving from the infected masses.
Complete isolation has proven effective throughout history, but the death toll has always been a high one.
I am glad you understand the concept of necessary sacrifice.
Are you not mistaking sacrifice for summary execution?
Why do you care? Are you not a vampire? Removed from all mortal concerns? Decisiveness is what the city needs, and it needs it now.
Bon. Oui donc, Michelin.
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago. Well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic.
Correct.
And your findings were quite alarming.
You were spying on me?
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Ouais, désolé.
You do know I killed him.
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Bon, on vous a pas mal vu galérer aussi, hein. On sait que vous avez mis au moins 1 heure à faire le combat, mais bon, c'était beau. Et GG, Jonathan.
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No, he was a Volcod. All muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed. Ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
Okay.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied Scals in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the Scals.
I have met peaceful and wise Scals. To exterminate them means we are no better than vampire hunters.
Scals are hideous, shameful creatures that give all Ekon a bad name.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club and you have carte blanche.
Carte blanche.
Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
Tellement rigolo l'anglais. Ah. Oh. Oh. Très bien. Ah oui, hein, c'est sûr que c'est un jeu qui avance pas beaucoup parce qu'on passe notre temps à discuter, mais c'est aussi ça l'intérêt. Du coup, toi, je t'ai pas du tout parlé, toi. D'accord. C'est pour... Oh, bonjour. Pardon, je prends ça. Hein. Moi, on laisse traîner de l'argent sur des bureaux. Je suis obligé de le prendre.
I think Lord Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire.
Alors.
Good evening, Miss Ashbury.
And good evening to you,
Peut-être que tu peux
Dr.
nous parler
Reed.
de l'épidémie.
Oui. I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual recently?
A few days ago, I spotted a strange house while campaigning for women's suffrage. Awful smell. No answer when I knocked.
Where is it?
It's the Mullaneys, a nice family who live in a big house near the park in the eastern part of this neighborhood.
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my best regards to your mother when you see her.
Oui.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
Très bien. Jean-Michelin.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. A great night, what?
Ouais, super, ouais.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual?
Not really. Wait, now that you mention it, I don't see the McPhersons in my favorite restaurants. They love delicate meals too, you understand.
Thank you. It may be nothing, but I'll investigate anyway. Where do they live?
They have a house in the southern part of the district, somewhere north of the railway bridge. There is a courtyard, if I remember rightly.
Très bien.
Goodbye, Mr. Russell. I'm sure you'll take care of yourself.
Alors je sais pas quelle est la première, je sais pas quelle est la deuxième, mais on va aller aux deux de toute façon. Ah. C'est ici que ça tire.
Why are vampire hunters sniffing around here? I need to find out what they're after.
Oui, bah oui, je vais me casser. Pas moyen de passer par en haut? On dirait pas. Il y a une poubelle. Non, on peut pas. C'est dommage. Ah, on serait dans 10 ans, on serait déjà passé de l'autre côté. Hein. Niveau 28.
Better go home, sir.
This is no place for a gentleman.
Don't come any fucking closer.
Bon bah je me casse. Mais genre, Divermine, mais j'ai rien fait moi. Laissez-moi tranquille. Bon, on va aller de l'autre côté. Hein.
Women of all countries unite.
J'ai pas de remède contre la fatigue. Ah non, lui c'est la migraine. Ah oui, migraine j'ai pas. Ah bon, on peut passer par là peut-être en fait. Une inconnue. C'est moi, je fous les poubelles et après je vous parle. Bonjour. Ah bonsoir.
Good evening, miss. Can I help you? I'm a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I am Karina Billow. I don't need any doctor. The rats. Where are the rats?
Miss, you don't seem well at all. Are you afraid of rats? Has one bitten you?
No, it's me who bites them. Tasty, juicy, disgusting rats. I can't stop eating them. Help me, please. Help me to disobey the voice.
Oh. Donc ça, c'est une vampire. Hein.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district.
Elle a deux yeux différents.
Have you noticed anything unusual recently?
Infection. Infection. The rats carry it, I heard. Rats. Rats, rats. Many rats around that big house. Funny smell too. Dead flesh.
And where is this house?
West of the park. Not very far. A big house with no sound, no light, no life left.
I must go now. Goodbye, Miss Billow.
Peut-être qu'en arrivant par là... Oh, mais ça c'est... Oui, ça c'est le manoir de mon cul. Ah non, on est quand même obligé de se les tartifionner.
Stop, Vampyr!
Nom 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 nom. Ok, je m'en vais, je m'en vais. On peut vraiment abuser le jeu en fait. Voilà, toutes ces maisons sont dégueulasses, mais c'est pas là, j'imagine.
This is no place for you. He's mine! I'll take him! Watch the leech, boys!
Ok. Il y a Orion qui est venu me mettre un petit coup de tête dans les côtes. J'ai envie d'un câlin. C'est vrai qu'on peut vraiment un peu abuser l'IA, hein, c'est rigolo. C'est que si on part trop loin, il n'y a plus personne quoi. Voilà. Ouais, beaucoup de rats.
I have this thirst for blood.
Y a pas de raison. Hein.
This is despicable.
C'est ce grand manoir là.
I'm doing this.
Ou c'est juste là, c'est peut-être juste là. Potion sans riche. Ah, c'est cool. On va pouvoir faire des potions. Oula, vous êtes pas bien, vous.
This woman's body has multiple lacerations. They're deep, too. Whoever did this was driven by rage.
Ouais, un scal ou un loup-garou. Ils disent pas que c'est des loups-garous, ils disent que c'est des bêtes féroces ou je sais pas quoi. L'aiglon, Edmund Rostand, Doris Fletcher. L'aiglon. Dis quelque chose. Excusez-moi, je gratouille mon chat en même temps parce qu'elle a besoin de câlin aujourd'hui. Elle sent peut-être que c'est le dernier week-end des vacances.
He had his tongue removed and his eyes gouged out. He was a victim of brutal torture. This one's neck is broken. He was young. Probably the son.
D'accord, une porte fermée avec sûrement un boss, j'imagine. J'espère qu'il va être aussi dur que les autres. Et je sens un cœur battre. Je prends tout, hein. Je loot avant tout. Je suis sûr qu'elle va attendre. Ça a l'air d'être une femme. Ou pas. Si.
You thought I was dead too, didn't you? No, I was just pretending. Doris told me I could have been a great actress.
You killed your family.
They mocked my talent!
Calme-toi. Comment ça? Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé? J'avais la moitié de ma vie et je suis mort. Ah, ok. C'est dommage que ça se passait bien avant que je fasse n'importe quoi, avant que je panique. Bah oui, ça pique, hein. Le pilier, notre meilleur ami. Mais pour... Je comprends pas. Elle m'empoisonne. Allez, ça va le faire.
Seen such a radical mutation. Could it be a new stage in the disease's evolution?
Tellement chiant les boss, putain. En plus cette saloperie là, ça, ouais, c'est ça qui bouffe la santé. Mais tout à l'heure j'ai pris des dégâts, mais j'ai pas compris comment. Vraiment. On peut la looter, non, elle a explosé. Chère Elsa, c'est avec une immense joie que je vous annonce par la présence de votre admission comme étudiante particulière au sein de mon école d'art dramatique. La petite scène que vous avez eu l'amabilité de jouer pour moi la semaine dernière m'a convaincu que vous avez ce qu'il faut pour devenir une vraie comédienne, de l'esprit, de l'allure et du courage. En tant qu'étudiante particulière, vous recevrez une formation et un enseignement directement auprès de moi. Lors de ces sessions intensives, vous serez amené à vivre au sein même de l'établissement, car je crois fermement qu'une immersion totale est le meilleur moyen de révéler tout le potentiel de mes élèves. Pensez donc à apporter dans vos bagages vos vêtements de nuit et tout ce dont vous pourriez avoir besoin pour passer une semaine dans mon école. Cordialement, Doris Fletcher.
So, this girl took lessons at the famous Doris Fletcher acting school.
Un truc ici? Que je regarde la map. Ok, on va aller au refuge. Faire des Est-ce que je peux faire de la potion? Et je vais analyser ça. Ah mais c'est des échantillons de sang, mais ouais, mais moi il me faut... Du robuste, putain. J'ai jamais soin. Ok. Je peux encore améliorer mon épée. Pas là. Est-ce que je peux améliorer mon... Ah, c'est ça que j'ai récupéré, dague de qualité. Ah, mais bon, le pieu... Le pieu, c'est trop bien. Bah, consommation d'endurance, ouais. Tac. Le pieu, c'est trop bien. Alors, on va... Capacité sanguine, ouais, serait bien, parce que c'est vrai qu'on est un peu limité. Et il me reste 1002, qu'est-ce que je pourrais améliorer? Ça c'est 2000, c'est mort. Les griffes. Putain, 2000 encore. Ça. 1300. Ah! Alors, on avait dit... Ouais, ça, régénération rapide, paf. Parce que la morsure, maintenant, on s'en sert pas mal avec justement le pieu. Ok. Non, mais tout va bien. Ah, très bien, bah écoutez les gens, on va se quitter là. Et on se rendra aux deuxième source d'infection la prochaine fois. Des bisous. Et à la prochaine. Salut.